Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-September 2022 love reading. Thanks to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is we'll look at the past energies, present energies, and future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some oracle cards for some additional insight. That's where the bridge and the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Cosmic Tarot. Also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Three of Coins, which is Capricorn energy, and Love, which is the equivalent to the Lovers in traditional tarot, which is Gemini energy. So, seeing these two cards here, I feel like this is saying that you wanted to build something stable with this person, right? You wanted to build this into a long-standing commitment, but you might have felt like you were the only one who was actually putting an effort and contribution toward that commitment. The reason I say that is because usually with the Three of Coins, it looks like a collaborative effort, and with this deck, we do see she's alone, right? She doesn't necessarily look all that happy either. So I feel like that's primarily what I'm picking up on there, where you wanted to build something stable with this person in the past, but you might have felt like you were the only one putting an effort there. All right, past energy on their side, we have the Seven of Wands, Judgment, and the Emperor. So yeah, seeing these three cards here with the Seven of Wands especially, I do feel like this does represent that they probably did put some resistance up toward actually building this into something. But then with the Judgment card followed by the Emperor, I feel like this is saying that they probably did reconsider it, even if they didn't flat out tell you that that was the case, you know? So I feel like this is something where initially they might have had some resistance toward building into a more stable connection when he might have first brought the topic up. But then I feel like after some time passing, they actually did want to show up in that way. But they just might not have expressed that to you, possibly because they felt like they wanted to do it their way too. With the Emperor energy, that's definitely one energy I could see. That could be a way that it played out, you know. All right, present energy, we have Sacrifice. So this is the equivalent in Hangman. So for some of you, this could just be saying that maybe in the present, you might feel like you might just be ready to walk away, right? With the thought that maybe there's just nowhere else for the connection to go, you know, because like I said, it seems like you just might feel like they're not cooperating and doing their fair share within the connection. So it could just be saying that that's the energy that you guys are feeling right now. There's a story behind this card in this particular deck too that actually says that, you know, this person made too much sacrifice actually, and then ended up backfiring on their behalf. But yeah, so something to keep in mind there too. Present energy on their side, we have the Nine of Cups. So yeah, this to me represents a bit of a softening in their energy. You know, like I said, it did look like with some reconsideration, they actually did like the idea of building this connection into something. But like I said, I feel like in the past, they just might not have told you that was necessarily the page that they were on. You know, like I said, definitely. So that's the one way an Emperor energy can play out, even though it's in the upright, meaning they probably meant well, but they might have just wanted to feel like, okay, they wanted to be more the way they wanted to do it, you know. But with the Nine of Cups energy here, I see this as a softening of their energy and more appreciation of you as well. All right, future energy on your side, we have the Ace of Staves. So yeah, this could just be saying at the very least the passion between the two of you might be reignited in the future. Or like I said, maybe you feel like you start to realize that, okay, maybe they will reciprocate, and then that reignites your passion to actually give it another shot, basically, right? So maybe this is something that's going to play out during the Mercury retrograde, right? Where maybe you guys talk things out and get on the same page. Future energy on their side, we have the Strength card, Leo energy, and the Prince of Pentacles. So usually the Prince of Pentacles is Virgo energy, but if you look at the artwork in this deck, we actually see the Venus symbol and the Taurus bull over there. So I could read that two different ways. So if we look at that as the Virgo energy, of course, the Prince of Pentacles, the equivalent to the Knight of Pentacles, it's a slow-moving energy, but they do actually favor stability. They do build towards stability as well. And then the one way I could see the Taurus energy, who also they do favor stability as well, just be saying again, like I said, kind of what I picked up on the past, where maybe they just have a little bit of a stubbornness to them, so maybe they just wanted it to, they might have had the same goal as you, but they wanted to be the ones taking the lead in some way or something along those lines. But yeah, looks like they will actually be willing to build this into a more stable commitment between the two of you for sure. All right, bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Ace of Coins. So yeah, like I said, this could be another indicator that, okay, maybe you were losing some hope in the potential for this to be built into something, but now it looks like that hope could be reignited. And interestingly enough, beneath that, we do see the Judgment card on your side too. So yeah, this could definitely be some energy that plays out during the retrograde. And bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, more Virgo energy here. Could just be saying that, generally speaking, maybe this person had a pretty strong independent streak, so it's just one of those things where it might have just taken them longer to warm up to the idea of pursuing this connection. But like I said, it does look like they're starting to favor that. All right, so next we'll see what the Oracle cards add to the mix. First, we'll see what we get from the Aqua Moonlight deck. I did pre-shuffle this deck before we started recording, and what I'm looking for here is unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And I'll look for jumpers initially, but if I shuffle for a while without any deck coming up, I'll just put the deck down and we'll pull a card that way. So we'll see what we get. All right, and that doesn't want to go back in the deck. And next we'll see what we get from them to you. All right, and got one there. So let's see what we have on your side first. Okay, we have guilt. It says, hurting you was never my intention, but now it's hurting me too. Interesting. I didn't necessarily see you doing anything that might have been detrimental to the connection. Like I said, with this person, them putting up that resistance seemed like it could have been something that would have brought that energy out there. But maybe there's more of a background here from what I'm seeing. But yeah, hopefully that resonated. And then on their side, we have embarrassed. It says, I know I've acted childishly. I don't know how to approach you now. So yeah, interesting message there too, because like I said, it did seem like they did put up resistance in the past, right? Where like I said, it's like you really might have said you wanted to build something, and then the energy I got with the Seven of Wands was more almost like a Five of Wands energy, where they just might have really been fighting against it, just because, like I said, maybe they had a bit of a stubborn streak in that regard, where they almost like wanted it to be their idea, something like that, however weird that sounds. But yeah, it looks like I said, they did reconsider it. And now, as we can see, their energy does seem to be softening, and they do actually want to build something. So yeah, interestingly enough, if you guys aren't in contact right now, that could be because they are looking back on the way they did act in the past, and maybe they're a little bit embarrassed about that. So hopefully that resonated with you too. And then lastly, we'll pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Same situation as far as I pre-shuffled this deck as well, but here we're just going to be looking for one card of general advice to wrap up the reading. All right, so nothing's coming up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the deck down, and just give me a few seconds to tune in, and we'll actually just pull a card. All right. Okay, we'll take this one, and let's move the other ones out of the way. All right, let's see what you got. Okay, we have Not For You. There's the artwork, and the number is 6. So let's see what it says. Okay, the relationship message says some relationships carry an innate seed of failure in them that is obvious from the beginning, but the red flags escape your observation or you refuse to acknowledge them. When a relationship is not meant to be, it's not possible to make it be. Rejection is a sign that you're being protected by the divine. If you are the one who must reject another, remember that you do so for both your sakes. For every pot there is a lid. This may not be the best fit. So interesting message there, because reading that made me think of what I was saying there with the sacrifice energy, where some of you might actually walk away from the connection with the thought that, okay, you might feel like this person isn't going to reciprocate. And it could be one of those things, right? Like we see it happen more than we'd like to, probably, but it could just be one of those things where you guys might walk away, and then in the process, that might make them look at themselves, right? And then realize that, okay, maybe they weren't approaching it in the right way, and then they might come forward and apologize. Now, to be fair, with guilt, it looks like that could be one of those things where you might both regret the way things go, and maybe get things back on track further on down the line. So yeah, for some of you, maybe this is saying that the connection won't work out between the two of you. I will say the way it was currently going, it looks like it wasn't working out. But actually, interestingly enough, do see it looks like you guys can get things back on track. And that could be what those ace energies are in the future. So, hope it resonates with you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.